Hello, this is Victoria Pendragon, here to tell you a story about something that happened a long time ago. Actually, let's see, almost 20 years ago. This is a story from the first or second professional feng shui class that I took with a woman named Melinda Joy, who was at that time teaching in Pennsylvania, and bringing to the study of feng shui her own Native American roots. So she had evolved some techniques for teaching that were very much her own. And one of these was a technique called walking the eight-pointed star. Yes, walking the eight-pointed star. And it involved standing and walking to the different points of the compass, but in order. So you think of a compass as going north, northeast, east, southeast. But in feng shui, there are numbers that are associated with the different directions, and they are not necessarily, no, they are not at all close to that progression. So you have one at the north, and then two at the southwest, three at the east, and so on. So if you're going to go from point A to point B, you're not going around this star to the points. You're going from here to over here, crossing the middle, and back over here and crossing again. And what she had her students do one at a time was to stand in the central point, what she called the God center. And while remaining looking face forward, one would walk towards this point and then back to the center, or walk sideways crab-like over to this point and back to the center. And so you're going 1, 2, 3, back to the center, 4, back to the center. You know what? I don't think that's right. As I'm relating that, I think we went 1, 2, 3. Yes, we didn't go back to the center. We went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, which made it even more probably disconcerting to the body, because you didn't get to return to the center. I'm probably just secretly wishing we had returned to the center, because by the time I got done with this amble, which was here to here, to here to here, to here to here to here kind of a thing, I thought I was going to throw up. I was quite ill and not clear-headed at all. No one else that went before me seemed to have any kind of response to it, but I did. And I excused myself. We were having the class in a room that had a door to the outside, and I said, I need to get fresh air. So after I had finished walking this star, I walked outside, and happily it was on the first floor, and there was somebody's backyard was out there, grass, very nice. I went and walked out because I felt like I needed to lie down. I was dizzy. And I found a big bush to hide behind, because I didn't want anybody, to know I was in distress. And I went out and I went behind a bush, and I lay down on my back, and I shut my eyes and was immediately transported to a lifetime. And I saw myself in this lifetime as a feng shui master. I was big for a Chinese person. I was big. I towered over the people that were students with me, following me, and I had this fabulous robe on with a big, I think it was a peacock on the back of it. It was amazing, and I was walking the hills and I was teaching, and I had a name. I even got a name with this, and I just kind of stayed with it. That's all that was happening. I was walking, talking to my students. That's all there was. But it was as real could be. And then, whoosh, I was back in my body again. And I was me again, and I was lying on the grass behind the house, and I felt perfectly fine. Absolutely perfectly fine. I got up, I went back into the class, and people were still walking their stars, and fine. And I took my place quietly, and that was that. Now, later I was to discover that the name that I had in this was actually 2 words from the I Ching. And they were 2 hexagrams that were side by side, and they meant profit and loss. I thought, how interesting that was. I don't know what it meant, what it was all about, anything, but it was wonderful. Just wonderful. And I realized much, much later that the incident I had, which I have described in one of my videos, of being a dying master on a table with all my students around me, was that guy. He was that guy. So I have visited that lifetime twice. Or no, really, it's visited me twice. Because neither time did I make any attempt for that to happen. Life has the most amazing things to offer. If you just allow, I guess. Yeah. Allow. I think I learned to allow as a child when I left my body, when I was being abused, and went up into the trees. I think for me, that lesson of leaving my body essentially has not only saved my life as a person, but has given me a very rich life, a multi-dimensional, interdimensional life. And I'm pretty sure everybody has that, because there's no such thing as time, right? So we're all existing in all our lifetimes at the same moment. That's there. And perhaps someday someone will figure out a way to actively, proactively, I guess you say, approach that and give you access to your life. Certainly past life regression is somewhat helpful. I've done past life regression. It's not the same. It's not the same as when it comes to visit you. Because sometimes that's very physical. I mean, in another one of my videos, I talk about when I had scleroderma, literally visiting myself, physically visiting myself from another lifetime. Those techniques are there, and obviously I know them in other lifetimes. I don't know them in this one, but I do allow space for it to happen. Keep an open mind. I think just about anything is possible. And I wouldn't detract from the littlest experience of that you have. Like the times when you think you see something out of the corner of your eye, and you go, oh, no, that's nothing. No, it probably was something. It could be the beginning. Pay attention. Love it. It's a rich life. Thanks for listening. Bye.